Let's talk about something important, something every parent has wondered while silently crying into their cold coffee. Why are our children so unbelievably, unapologetically bossy? Because honestly, if toddlers ran the world, we would all be living under tiny dictators with sticky fingers and unreasonable demands. And you know what? It would be terrifyingly efficient, but only for them. Children don't become bossy, they arrive bossy. Babies pop out with exactly two leadership skills: screaming and delegating. That's it. They scream, and adults immediately sprint across the room like panicked interns trying not to get fired. No negotiation, no documentation, not even a follow up question, just full submission to the newborn CEO. And from that moment, the hierarchy is set. They rule, we obey. End of story. Toddlers, though, toddlers take bossiness to a whole new level. They run your home like a tiny dictatorship where nobody voted, nothing makes sense, and the rules change depending on their mood and blood sugar level. If an adult behaved like a toddler, they'd be escorted out of every building they ever entered. Imagine walking into a meeting and screaming, "I don't like this, I want the blue cup." But toddlers? Totally allowed, encouraged even. And here's the truth: toddlers are actually incredible negotiators, world class. FBI hostage teams wish they had this level of emotional manipulation. Try explaining anything to a toddler. You. We need to leave the park. Toddler. No. You. It's raining. Toddler. No. You. You're lying on the ground screaming. Toddler. No. They don't debate, they just refuse. With confidence. And somehow they win. Why? Because you're exhausted. You haven't slept in 3 years. You just want peace. You don't have the mental capacity to negotiate with someone who still thinks the moon follows them. And every time you give in, the toddler handbook adds a new power up to their arsenal: the high pitched scream used strategically in public, the sudden boneless collapse where they become 22 kilograms of wet spaghetti, the meltdown on demand that can be triggered by a banana being too curved, selective hearing that should be studied in laboratories, and of course, the impossible request: I want pasta, but not that pasta, the other pasta, the one that does not exist on Earth. Why are our kids so bossy? Because society lets them be. Children today are like tiny emotional influencers. They have preferences, choices, boundaries, sensory needs, opinions on everything, and absolutely zero understanding of time management. Back in the day, parents said, "Because I said so." In 2025, parents say, "I hear your feelings, I understand your process, but could you please put on pants before we leave the house?" Kids today tell you their boundaries. "I don't like your tone, mother." "I'm sorry? Who gave birth to who?" And here's another reason kids are bossy: they copy us. If your toddler walks around like the CEO of a chaotic startup, it might be because one of their parents walks around like a CEO of a chaotic startup. I'm not naming names, I'm just saying they learn by example. But here's the deeper psychological truth: bossiness is their first attempt at independence. It's how they test the world. It's how they discover who they are. It's how they build confidence. And yes, it's annoying, it's loud, it's chaotic. You will question every life choice you've ever made. But bossiness is how they learn to lead. Every toddler thinks the world revolves around them. That's not ego, that's biology. They are the main character. They are the hero, the victim, and the CEO all at once. They believe every idea they have is brilliant, even if it involves jumping off the couch, wearing only socks and hope. And honestly, we kind of want that energy to survive, because bossy toddlers grow up to be bold adults, adults who aren't afraid to speak up, adults who know what they want, adults who don't let the world walk all over them. So, no, we don't want to crush the bossiness. We just need to guide it, shape it, give it boundaries so they don't turn into dictators with excellent snack demands. Teach respect, but keep their fire. Teach limits, but let them lead. Say no, but don't break their spirit. Because one day, that toddler screaming about the wrong color cup is going to be a powerful, opinionated, unstoppable human who changes something in the world. And you'll think, that's my kid, my little boss, my tiny tyrant, my future leader. So yes, our children are bossy, extremely bossy, terrifyingly bossy, But under all the yelling, the stubbornness, the demands, the emotional thunderstorms, there's growth, there's strength, there's personality, and there's love. Sticky, loud, chaotic love. Even if they sometimes yell at you because you're breathing too loud,